Earlier, we visited the Louisville Zoo's conservation effort with black-footed ferrets, and we met their new baby elephant. Now we're going to take a look at the gorilla forest and the zoo's study and conservation of the Cuban crocodile.
This is a unique exhibit because we have the ability to do gorillas in the round, which means when you go inside, you can see them both inside and outside. They're all around you when you're in our indoor exhibit. We're very lucky that we have 2 large outdoor yards. We have the ability to shift our gorilla groups. We have 12 gorillas that are divided into 4 groups, and we are able to shift them without having to put them together. And our building just makes that very easy, and we're very lucky, and we have all kinds of transfers and shoots and things like that. So they don't have to see the same 4 walls all the time. They have the ability to be somewhere new, which keeps their minds going and keeps them enriched. Gorillas are as different as you and I, from their faces to their behaviors to how crazy one of them will be and how sedate the other one is. It's just like being amongst your buddies when you're going into work. You know, they're like coworkers almost. They have good days, they have bad days. You have good days and they know it, and you have bad days and they know it. They'll pick on you, you can pick on them. They're just a lot of fun. Good boy, come here. You are all under the impression that your name is Tim, but it's not. Come here, Tim. You just have to be talked into it, don't you? I promised you were going to like this when you got here. Here you go. That's my boy. Timmy is 49 years old. He is the oldest male gorilla in North America. He is a very healthy 49-year-old gorilla. Gorillas live to be around 50, so he's actually pretty high up there on the geriatric chart. We do a lot of hand feeding here. We're lucky enough to be able to do a lot of hand feeding through the mesh and different things like that, so we have interaction with our animals. Not only does it help them to earn a trust with us, but it also helps us to be able to check them out, make sure everybody's healthy, everybody's doing okay. You get very close to these animals. You get very close to really any keeper that works here gets close to the animals that they work with. You definitely get close to the gorillas because they have such individual personalities. There are some that bond closer to this person than maybe to that person, and they're your buddies, and you come in and you know how to make them laugh, and they definitely know how to make you laugh. And there are times where all they want to do is just be crazy and make you laugh. Then there are times where all they want to do is drive you insane. You can tell, you can see it in their eyes. They just want to pick on you. And you just can't help but love an animal that wants to mess with you all day long when you're trying to get your work done. I want people to walk away with the significance of animals in general, not just gorillas, but just in general and as a whole, how important that they are to our earth, to us. And then as far as the gorillas go, how amazing and unique that these animals are and how much they enrich the world just by being in it. That's just so important to have such variety on the planet. It's just so important.
Well, as you can see, that pile of vegetation and soil in the middle of the exhibit, that's a nest. People don't realize that the largest nest in the zoo is actually built by a crocodile, not by a bird. Well, Cuban crocodiles are among the most endangered vertebrates on Earth. And right now, there may be 3,000 animals left in nature. There may be only 500 left, but they're under a perfect storm of problems. They're being poached, hybridized, habitat has been changed. I'm the species coordinator for Cuban crocodiles in the United States. What that means is that I manage all of the Cuban crocodiles that are in zoos in the United States right now. I'm also on the World Conservation Union's Crocodile Specialist Group. There are about 200 scientists around the world that study crocodilians and work hard to preserve them. Cuban crocodiles are very aggressive reptiles. They come from an environment where they're the dominant predator. They're sort of like polar bears in that respect. And so when they see something moving, it's either food or another Cuban crocodile. Crocodile babies, their sex is determined by incubation temperatures in the egg. They don't have sex chromosomes. So in order to produce males, you have to have just about a perfect temperature, about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The eggs will hatch over a range between 83 and 93, but in order to get males, the eggs must incubate at about 90 exactly. Crocodilians and a lot of Earth's wildlife are in a very precarious state right now. There are a lot of animals that we think of today commonly. You know, when you were a child going to a zoo, you think about great apes or rhinoceroses or things like that, and those animals will cease to exist in nature in about another 30 or 40 years, except in very tiny prescribed protected areas. And I think most people don't understand just how dire the extinction crisis is right now. And as we mentioned a little earlier, this is one of the most endangered backboned animals on Earth, the Cuban crocodile is.
The mission is to better the bond between people and the planet, and we do that many ways throughout the zoo, through our education programming and conservation efforts. The zoo is committed to scientific research and conservation, as you've seen throughout stories on this program, just to be able to help save these species.